Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order. I am chairing for Alan since Alan is virtual today. So it is 5:30 and we're calling the meeting to order. So I'm going to go through how we handle the meeting. This is a public meeting, as you can tell. First of all, I want to call roll. So let's see here. Who do we have here today? David Armstrong, Stephen Graybill, Justin Wilson,
Present.
Whitney Lewis. Nope. Wait, where am I going? Where am I here? Oh, wait, what am I looking at? Yeah, I'm like Harper Johnson. Who is? Gloria's not here. Megan Day.
Here.
I'm like, she's not even on here. What? Megan Day?
Here.
Yeah, Roy Rosenthal. Present. Speaking to your mic, say present.
Here.
I got you right, Stephen Graybill. So everybody's here.
Present.
Terry Storm present. Oh,
And
sorry,
Alan Delich.
Alan. Sorry, Alan. Okay, so the meeting minutes of May 8th, you might want to update to reflect that the alternate commissioners are wrong. The staff is wrong. The Hannah, I don't think Hannah was planning director in May. So those are my changes for those meeting minutes. Does anybody else have any changes or additions to the meeting minutes?
I'll just make a clarification that was mentioned at the last meeting for our minutes. I believe the staff changes.
We did capture that at part of the conversation. We have to update our template through a different system, and it's unfortunately a skill that no one on current staff has. So it is in the queue and we will get there, and I apologize to Fred.
Okay.
I move we accept the minutes as noted.
Perfect.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous. Okay, so absent was Mike Casey and Gloria Latimer. So let's see here. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. I apologize. We have public comments portion of the meeting. Do we have any public? No, we might have somebody online. Is that public? I don't recognize or is that our backup?
That's our attorney.
That's our attorney.
Hi.
So
The attorney.
since we have no public comment, we have a public comment portion, but since there is no public, I'll just skip that. And since we all know the business portion of the meeting, I guess, I can skip that too. Before we begin our business portion, does anybody have any conflict or ex parte conversations to disclose?
No.
No? Okay. So unfinished business, new business. Okay, this is MNR 2402-328 Manitou Avenue. Green Willow.
Our applicant seems to be running a few minutes late. I would ask for a brief recess while I go try to give him a call and see if I can get him to attend online, or I don't think there's any provisions that prevent us from moving forward. So that is our other option, is to move forward without the applicant.
Okay. You want?
So it's up to.
That's an interesting point. Is that something that I don't think I've ever been here when we did that, but
Well, why don't we take a 5-minute recess and just see if we can get a hold of the applicant, since we're probably going to be ahead of schedule today. Okay, 5-minute recess.
Thank
But
you.
we can move ahead without the applicant being at the meeting.
I wouldn't see why not.
If-
Alan?
As long as the applicant has had the notice, the proper notice, they have the opportunity to be heard at the public hearing portion. But I'm pulling up your code right now. I do not think there's anything that requires them to be in attendance, but there's nothing wrong with giving them a chance to show up if you would like.
Thank you.
Okay, hey, Carrie,
Yes, sir.
I'm confused. When I look at the agenda, I don't see the Green Willow. I only see, new business, a major temporary use permit for e-bikes at 302 Manitou Avenue.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at the meeting minutes. So you're correct. The actual agenda item is MJT 2403. They're not here either.
Yeah, okay.
So just
So-
while we're waiting, I'll just clarify.
So
Just
update the
con-
meeting minutes to reflect that the actual item we're waiting on is MJT 2403, please.
Just to clarify from your code, at the public hearing, the applicant and members of the public may appear, so that's permissive language. They do not have to appear. So just confirming what I stated before, that they do not have to be here.
He was aware he is actually at his business currently and said he just sold 2 e-bikes and got very busy suddenly. So
Okay, so it sounds like the applicant's not going to be here, so why don't we go ahead with the proposal and see how it goes?
great. Let me get my presentation pulled up in just a moment.
So this is a major temporary, we've approved it as a minor, right, before?
No, it's been a
It's
major
major
use
before?
before, major temporary use, yes. And that is because it is in excess of 30 days per calendar year. Hold on, that's not right. I'm a little rusty. So here we have major temporary use permit 2403. The applicant is Gregory Cobble with e-bikes tours and rentals. He is requesting an extension essentially of a previously approved major temporary use permit. There we go. This temporary use permit to rent, sell, service e-bikes and accessories at the accessory structure at 302 Manitou Avenue. It is zoned commercial and the lot is occupied with 2 other commercial structures. This accessory structure, and it has 1 other major temporary use permit permitted currently on the site. Again, 302 Manitou Avenue. It was previously approved in June 14th, 2023, and amended in August 2023. And that amendment was just to include the use of actual sales and service as opposed to just renting. The applicant has proposed no changes to the operations as they currently exist. And staff recommends approval of the major temporary use permit with the condition that it expire 1 year from the date of approval. I will say that the applicant has indicated, and I've been working with their design team to like any day now, we're expecting to receive an application for a major development plan for that site to include the construction of a new commercial building there to house this use permanently. So they are moving forward with the provisions as stated to them when they began this. And so they have determined that this is a financially viable site for their business and are moving forward with a permanent improvement at the site. Here is the proposed motion language. And this concludes my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any follow-up questions, Justin?
I do. This is a question for staff. I noticed in the application from the applicant, it mentions 306 Manitou Avenue. When I just did like a Google map search, 306 seems to be that small little building, whereas 302 is stated on this package here is the subway. Could you clarify that?
Yes. So the site actually has 3 addresses, 302, 304, and 306 Manitou Avenue. It is all one parcel. And for clarity's sake, it's kind of been practiced to house all of the land use applications under one address. So where this had been kind of begun before, that it was just continued in that way, but it is out of the accessory structure on the west side of that property.
Thank you. I appreciate the clarification.
Does anybody else have any questions for staff? Would anyone care to make a motion? Justin?
Since the applicant's not here, I was wondering if staff could shed some light on the applicant's intent going forward, long-term.
Yes, thank you for that question. So the applicant is intending to pursue a major development plan at the site and construct a new commercial building. I've seen draft plans, but we haven't actually received that application yet. An email I received this morning from the design team indicates that we are just awaiting the photometric plan. And once they receive that, they'll be submitting. So I do believe that this is intended to be a long-term site for this business.
Thank you.
Alan?
Yeah, I'll move that we approve the major temporary use permit at 302 Manitou Avenue based on staff findings and proposed staff's conditions as outlined.
I'll second that.
Okay, Stephen, okay, all in favor? Okay, that is unanimous. Passes. Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda. Let's see here. Anything else? Roll back up to the agenda. Did we have anything else, staff? Did you have any updates?
I don't believe I do. Fred, do you have anything?
Does this work? Yep. For the record, Fred Rolandhagen. I think I could probably give a quick update on Plan Manitou if planning commissioners are interested. A little bit of an update. For the Plan Manitou 2.0, we the staff and the consultants have solidified what we're calling a summer public engagement schedule. We identified a couple pop-up meetings, and identified some dates for some public meetings that are going to happen throughout the summer. They are on the city's website under the Plan Manitou if you want to take a look at them. But in short, right now we're going to have a pop-up booth at the ice cream social and pie baking contest on July 1st. We're going to have a pop-up booth on during the Day of Friendship on Saturday, July 27th. There is going to be a working group roundtable for the working group task forces that were established by City Council on Monday, July 29th. And then there's going to be a what we call a community priorities workshop, which is a public open house. It's going to be open to anybody who wants to attend on Tuesday, July 30th. So most of those dates are near the end of July. So going to have that public engagement schedule as well as some other things online on the website. Going to engage what we call a question of the week to get people engaged and thinking about Plan Manitou. So
Great, thank you. Does anybody else have anything else they want to share? Megan?
Could I just ask for guidance on our ability as planning commissioners and alternates to engage in this process and provide input?
I think with Plan Manitou, I know I'm sitting on some of the committees. I think we were invited to attend.
Okay.
I'm not completely familiar with local protocol, but my understanding is as individuals, you can participate in any or all of the public engagement activities. As a commission, there's going to be a working session. That's the other thing. There's going to be a working session that is scheduled in August with the Planning Commission and the City Council to give you all an update, a general update and working session. But yes, you can all participate.
I would ask if you do intend to go to any in-person or live events like on Zoom or anything like that, just let us know ahead of time. That way we can publicly notice it if needed. Thanks.
Just to piggyback on that, the public notice is just if there's a quorum of members of the commission at any of these other events, that's why it would need to be publicly noticed. That's important, just so it's not accidentally a public meeting that hasn't been properly noticed if you have your quorum there.
Alan?
Yeah, I was just going to say in the past, the way we've done this, when we're ready to adopt the new plan, it'll start with a public hearing at the Planning Commission and then followed with a public hearing at City Council. So there will be a couple of opportunities to weigh in on it. One, as commissioners, we'll get to state our thoughts on it. Besides all the other public engagement, we'll have that opportunity as well.
Alan, did you have anything else for the commission?
No.
Okay. Okay. David?
Can I ask you a quick question? Has the new property that the city has acquired, and I think demolition is underway of the old motel immediately east of Highway 24, has that come to the planning department in any form?
No, not yet. However, the planning department is working with the project team to make sure that their development plans are following the right permitting and the right approval process. They're moving forward with demolition, but they are going to be. Chelsea might be able to have more specific information, but they will be, the city will be getting the proper permits and the approvals that are necessary for developing the site.
And when you say the development team, who is that? Is that council? Is that?
Right now, the development team includes people that we've been working with, people from Public Works, including our parking director, our
Stormwater consultant.
stormwater consultants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you don't mind me jumping in here, the scope of the demolition hasn't actually triggered any land use applications yet. And so we are in communication with them to make sure that once they do anything like grading or anything of that nature, that they do come and submit the applications required by the Land Use and Development Code. And we are also aware that they have received demolition permits from Pikes Peak Regional Building Department as well as CDPHE. And so every I is being, I guess, the proper professionals are involved to make sure that we're in compliance with our MS4 permit, our stormwater regulations, things like that.
I'm not sure this is the proper forum, but I was very concerned to hear from a knowledgeable person who is part of the process that it's designated for parking and only parking. And I hope at some point there's a chance for us to weigh in, and particularly for the public to weigh in on other potential uses like affordable housing. Maybe I'm spreading rumors. I don't know.
I know that has been discussed at City Council. That property was purchased with parking funds. And so I believe that the use will be restricted to the funds approved for that purpose. But I would urge you to schedule a meeting with Fred and perhaps Denise to discuss that further.
Well, inviting more cars to come to Manitou seems like a very bad proposition from a planning standpoint. There's Alan.
Yeah, I just suggest that you contact one of your city council representatives and just understand from them. This process has been going on for quite a while, and I don't think it's really our purview to debate city policy. You know, it's not on our agenda. I think we should really not be discussing it in any depth unless it's on our agenda. And I would recommend, talk to Councilor Shada, Councilor Wolf, the mayor. They're all very cognizant of what's going on. And it's been discussed quite a bit at city council meetings. And the other person that would be able to shed light would be our transportation director, Juan, and or even Roy. So they're all good points of contact to get that information.
Great, thank you.
Okay. Let's wrap it.
All right,
fun,
time of
Ellen.
adjournment is 5:56 PM and thank you all for joining online.
Yeah. Thanks for chairing the meeting, Carrie.
Thanks, Ellen. Other than muffing it.